Welcome to the 8th grade Math Homework Helper Series. Tonight's homework is AA-5, vertical angles. We'll start with some vocabulary. Congruent. Congruent means same shape and size. The symbol for congruent looks like this. If you see M and the sign for an angle, it means the measure of an angle. Vertical angles are opposite angles formed from two intersecting lines. Vertical angles are always congruent, so it means they have the same shape and the same size. An example. Here we have two vertical lines that are intersecting. The opposites are labeled by the same colors, so A and B are an opposite and F and G are an opposite. So angle A is congruent to angle B because angle A and B are vertical or opposite angles. Angles F and G are congruent because angle F and angle G are vertical or opposite angles. So if you know the value of G, you can say what the value of F is without actually having to find it out. And if you know what the value of A is, you can say what the value of B is, or vice versa. Okay, we're going to start with 13 through 18, looking at this diagram. So we need to determine what the measurement of angle CAF is. And if we look over here, we can see we have C, we have A, we have F. So we're looking for this space right here. Now, using the idea of vertical angles, this angle is opposite this angle, and so I can tell that A has to be 145 because the angle opposite it is 145. We need the angle of ABC. There's A, there's B, and there's C. So we're looking for the angle that goes right here, and if I look opposite that, I can see there's an angle that's 50 degrees. So ABC has to be 50 degrees. Next, we're looking for the measure of angle KCJ. KCJ. So we're looking for the empty space right here. Again, I can see directly opposite that a vertical angle of 95 degrees. Means this must be 95 degrees. Then we have the measure of angle ABG. ABG. So we're looking for this empty space right here. And I can see there's a vertical angle or opposite angle of 130 degrees. So that means this must be 130 degrees. For number 17, we're looking for the measure of angle BCJ. BCJ. So we're looking for this space right here. And I can see opposite that there's a vertical angle of 85 degrees. That means this needs to be 85. And lastly, we're looking at CAB. So we're looking for this empty space right here. And I can see right across from it, we have 35 degrees. Okay. Now we're going to move on to number 26. You have line MN and line RS intersect at point T. If the measure of angle RTM is 2x minus 10 and the measure of NTS is x plus 80, find the measure of both angles. Well, we know they're opposite angles, and so when we find one, it should give us an idea of what the other one's going to be. I'm going to work out both pieces anyway. So the first thing we need to do is figure out what x equals. And the way to do that is we know that each one of these has an x in it. And so we can set them equal to each other to figure that out. So if we do 2x minus 10 equals x plus 80, and then we bring 10 to both sides and subtract x from both sides, we wind up with x equals 90. So now we know the value of x. We can now plug 90 in for each of these to determine what the values are. And again, knowing full well that because these are vertical angles, they should work out to be the same answer. So we have 2x minus 10, 2 times 90 minus 10, or 180 minus 10, which works out to be 170. And if we plug that same value of 90 into x plus 80, we have 90 plus 80, which equals 170. So we can see the values were the same for both. And the last question we're going to do today is question 27. Find the value of x and all four angles. Well, once again, we can take and set both of these equally to each other and then solve for x. So we have 3x plus 10 equals 5x. If we subtract 3x from both sides, leaves us with 10 equals 2x. We divide by 2, we get 5 equals x. So we now know that the value of x is 5, and we can substitute 5 for x into the problems and work it out, knowing full well this should work out to be the same answer because these are vertical angles. So we have 3x plus 10, 3 times 5 is 15, plus 10, we get 25 degrees. For 5x, it's a little simpler. 5 times 5 is 25 degrees. Please use the problems that were done for you tonight to help you to solve the additional problems that are on your homework. And remember, the key to success in math is not only working hard, but working smart.